Hello, believers, non-believers, and everyone in between. You're listening to Stories with Sapphire. I am Sapphire Sandalo. Now get cozy and open your mind because it's story time. Hey everybody, welcome to Stories with Sapphire Live. Do you like the new logo? It's a very subtle difference, but I changed the full podcast logo. Yay, Adam, modding from home. I already had to put some on timeout, so watch your mouths in the chat, y'all. I'm watching. Mikey C, thanks for the super chat. A small early Christmas gift. You deserve it because you're awesome. Thank you, Mikey C. I appreciate that. Everyone, welcome to the weekly live stream. I stream every Wednesday at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. It's a lot more loosey-goosey than the podcast. By that, I mean I'm reading stuff without reading it ahead of time, so I stumble. Yeah, and we talk about stuff. I'll give feedback on your story if you want. And then at the end, I pull a card from one of my decks. And today I'm going to be pulling from my... Can you even see it? My Diwata Oracle deck. So Diwata is like magical, not magical, like deities and entities, Filipino like enchanted things. It could also be fairies. I got this from a Kickstarter for, oh no, I don't remember her last name, Michelle C. And yeah, it's like a really cool deck. All of the cards are different Filipino deities, Filipino Diwata. So we'll do that at the end of the stream. I'm very excited. All right. So let's see. Do I have any updates for y'all? I feel like, did I not stream last week? I feel like I didn't, right? Because my friends were over, so I had to entertain them. I wonder if I have any spooky updates for you. Nothing spooky. I am waiting to hear back from this place that I'm going to be doing a paranormal investigation in, so I'm excited about that. I'm going to do, if you were here for the last time I investigated, I'm going to try to stream it live, and then I'll post it after the fact, too. But, yeah, so look out for that. I'll keep you posted. All right, let's get into it. Here's our very first story. So this one, it's called The CD. I did read this one before, and it doesn't sound, that title doesn't sound scary, but it was a pretty cool story. I remember this one. All right, here we go. The CD. This story is about a real incident involving my father and uncle around 30 years ago. My family was really religious and extremely holy. They didn't believe in ghosts or any superstitious things. After traveling far and wide to settle in a new home, they found a nice home that can fit the entire family. My father looked around the house and settled his bags down in a room. Apparently, in the corner, there was a CD filled with rituals, satanic sounds, and was a mysterious cult. Of course, my family threw it out into the trash and minded their own business after that. Deep into the night, around 1 a.m., there could be heard faint breathing and walking outside, although my family explored each and every part around the house while there were noises. They couldn't find anything. In the morning, they heard the doorbell ring. Walking up to the door, they found the CD they threw out in perfect condition. My family looked around and asked questions if it was a mean joke, but to everyone's surprise, no one placed it there. They decided to rip it up into pieces and throw it out this time just in case someone took it out of the trash and placed it on the porch of the home. Deep at night, once again, the doorbell rang. My uncle opened the door to reveal the same CD in perfect condition. He ran to check the old ripped-up CD and found it missing. My uncle then ran back to the CD in the front of the porch and found it missing, but in the corner of his eyes, he saw a figure on the streets, crawling away quickly. My family immediately moved out ever since, and this story has been infamous in our family. Thank you so much. And that was submitted by Nathan. Nathan, I love that. I love creepy little objects that will not go away. It's wild that CDs, when do they stop producing them? Like, I think they are CDs. Do people in the chat even know what a CD is? Is it like that now? That's so wild to me. That's so wild. They were big in the 90s and the early 2000s. I love watching those videos on TikTok of like kids trying to figure out how to pop a CD out. It's pretty funny. But yeah, I mean, straight out of a horror movie. It's weird. I'm like, why? I'm such a, I don't want to say devil's advocate, but I always try to see stories like this from like the other perspective. Because like, yes, it can seem like this is really scary, but is it because like we're supposed to fear rituals and magic? I'm just trying to see like, is this just a thing of like people being like, ooh, this is satanic, it's scary, but like, is it? I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, I'm going to stop talking before I say something stupid. Adam, thanks for the super chat. I love how Christians don't believe in ghosts unless they're Jesus ghosts. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, aren't saints kind of ghosts? Like, I don't know. I don't really know how the logic of it all works, but I think at least from what I've heard, it's less of not believing that ghosts exist and more that the stuff that does interact with us down here in the earthly realm, those are all inhuman demonic entities that have no good intentions at all, which I don't believe. I don't subscribe to that. Falling Behind asks, of course we know. Oh, I read it as what are CDs? Sorry. Yes, of course we know what CDs are. LMAO. All right. Okay. All right. Moving along. All right, this one. This one is from Amelie. Ooh, one of my favorite movies. Hi, I'm a massive fan and you get me through lots of boring stuff, but I have a story that could interest you. This takes place at my school, which is a Catholic school. It was a rainy day and we were doing our test at school. Thunder started to come in and then we got a huge blackout. As we all look around, our door slowly clicks open and then after a while it clicks back shut by itself. Our class thought it was a prank at first until we heard scratching noises on the door behind our classroom. That room was just a storage room for old books. The class clown got up and swung open the door for fun. He didn't see anything and sat back down. We had the blinds shut, but we heard knocking on the windows in the classroom. At this point, some were confused and most were scared because an announcement came through the speaker saying in a glitchy voice, "Italian lessons are canceled for today. That means that we're going into lockdown." It turns out no one ever said that through the speaker. A few months later, me and my friends heard whispering in one of the bathrooms. We went to go in, but no one was in there except for some claw marks on a stall door. We told the teachers what we saw, and they came in and had a look. They came to the conclusion that it was probably just some kid with some scissors. Another incident happened a week later. We were in the hall for PE and we heard banging and clanging in the gym room. No one was in there. We talked to one of the oldest religion teachers and he told us that when our school first got built, a kid committed suicide in one of the school bathrooms and a kid died in the gym area after a fatal accident. They were both buried out in the front of the school. After we got told this, we continued hearing whispering in random places and at random times. It got to the point where people would go to the chapel and pray, which barely anyone did. Luckily, I didn't hear any whispering except for that incident in the bathroom. A few kids claimed that they saw a kid in the bathroom just standing in the very stall that they committed suicide in. This year we haven't heard anything, as we are sure the priest and some other Catholic teachers cleansed the school. Thank you, Amelie. Oh man, I mean, schools are just like notoriously haunted, especially a Catholic school. And also I heard recently that like we don't really say, like, the proper term isn't committed suicide anymore because it implies like you are committing a crime. And I know that like back in the day, suicide was considered a crime in Catholicism, like the ultimate crime, the ultimate sin. So I think now we say died by suicide because there's a lot of mental and emotional things that lead to someone wanting to even go through with that. So died by suicide. Coops Arts and More. Is it bad to call on spirits to grant your wish? That's a good question, actually. So I'm reading a book right now called Real Sorcery: Strategies for Powerful Magic. I think that's the full title. It's by someone named Jason Miller. I'm really enjoying it. I wouldn't consider it a super beginner book. I think it's for someone who like already has some sort of an established practice and then just wants to build on that, because there's some things that I feel like he explained. It only makes sense if you've already like kind of been dabbling in magic and stuff. But he talks about demons and how demon is just the bastardization of the Greek word daemon, which just means like earthly thing. And there are heavenly beings and then there's earthly beings. And wait, where am I going with this? Sorry, I didn't. It's like it is in our right to work with spirits and deities, possibly even demons, depending on what it is that you are looking for. But the thing is, you never just want to like take, like, just like with a relationship with anybody, whether that's family or friends, coworkers, whatever, you wouldn't just expect them to give you something without you giving. Well, let me say that again. If you have like the reciprocation of that depends on your closeness, right? So like if your best friend asked a favor, you probably would be more likely to just kind of like do it not expecting anything, right? But if like a stranger asks you for something, you're kind of like, I don't really know who you are. So the key to that, I hope I'm explaining this well. The key to that is like you're supposed to develop a relationship with these entities and spirits that you are asking things of. That way, and like be familiar with them. And that way it's this like mutually beneficial relationship. That way, like if you ever were to like ask for a favor or something, they would be more willing to like give that to you. But of course, there's like certain like deities and angels, I believe, like they will only give you things that they believe will suit your higher good. I don't know if that's the right way to say that. Serve your highest good. There we go. So they're not going to help you with like petty shit. They're going to help you with like big picture shit where they know that it's really going to help you in the long run, you know, that kind of stuff. If they feel like it's going to make you lift, like it's going to, you know, make you more higher vibration. But then demons, like, they don't really care. They don't care about any of that. So they'll just be like, yeah, you just give us what we want and then we'll give you what you want. So the ethics of that, it really depends on like what it is you're asking for. I hope that made sense. Adam, so important question. Do all of your animated stories share a universe? The Sapphire verse. I've never like intentionally thought of that, but I guess like in a weird way, yes. Like I guess they all share a universe. But it was never intentional. But yes. EDP447, did you ever try to curse someone? I have, not like in an official way. There was one time where I just like just send back the negative energy that has been sent. I've done like reversals, which is not the same thing. Yeah. Adam, you're trying to create a canon. All right, how are we on time? Let's see. Excuse me. All right, this one's called Reflection by Anonymous. Astrid was a regular 9th grader at Winterland High School. Given that her name meant beauty, she strongly disagreed with that. While all the other girls wore crop tops and tight jeans, Astrid would wear big hoodies and baggy pants. She hated how she looked. Every time she saw a mirror, she would aggressively turn away from it. Her mother never knew about any of this. She would often encourage Astrid to wear more girly clothing, but obviously she refused. One day, Astrid was asleep when her alarm clock woke her up. It was 9 a.m. Shit, said Astrid. Class started 2 hours ago. She quickly got out of bed, changed into her usual hoodie and sweatpants, and paused. As her toothbrush was in her hand, she was staring in the mirror at absolutely nothing. There was no reflection of her, just the furniture behind her. What the F? Okay, I'm definitely dreaming, she thought to herself and chuckled. Okay, me, you can wake up now. Silence filled the room. Then she heard footsteps coming from outside her room. Astrid, what are you still doing? Go to school, said her brother, Jamie, who goes to college at 10 a.m. Wait, Jamie, come here. Oh my God, what do you want? I have things to take care of. Jamie paused. Oh my God, what is that? What? Astrid shouted. Jamie was behind Astrid's shoulder and shouted aloud, "Roar!" as he attempted to scare Astrid, laughing after. You're not funny. You're the one who isn't funny, wasting my time. Now go get ready or I'll tell Mom you're late. Confused and a little scared, Astrid threw her toothbrush and stormed out of the room. She grabbed her backpack, put on her shoes, and made her way to the bus stop. As she was walking, she felt her phone vibrate. She took out her phone from her pocket to find out that it was dead. How is that possible? I'm probably hallucinating, she thought to herself. Before she slid back her phone in her pocket, she wanted to check if at least her hair looked good. But she couldn't. Her reflection wasn't there. Oh my God, I'm going to kill Jamie, she said, thinking it was one of her brother's pranks. Soon, the bus arrived. The bus's glass doors opened, and she let the old woman with the cart step in before her. Just as Astrid was about to get in, the glass doors slammed in front of her and drove away. But she felt nothing. No injury or cut seemed to appear on her arms or body. Her reflection also did not appear on the glass doors. Suddenly, Astrid was now gasping for air. She was hyperventilating and doing everything she could to catch her breath. Holding onto her neck, she was on her knees, people passing by with their feet going inside her body like she was some sort of ghost. What is happening to me? Can anyone hear me? She screamed, making a shriek. Yes, replied a deep, raspy voice. Suddenly, the environment around her faded into a red to black ombre. What is happening to me? Please help me, said Astrid. Then, a black silhouette that looked exactly like Astrid was approaching her. Same hoodie, pants, everything. Take my hand, said the mysterious shadow. Astrid then hesitantly touched its hand. Astrid had disappeared into thin air. Gone. The silhouette was now Astrid, waiting on the bus stop, but wearing a crop top and a tennis skirt. Ooh, that's fun. I like reflections taking over people's bodies. Let's see. Dragons last full. Do you ever get burnt out on telling scary stories / the podcast and doing animated stories? If so, what do you do to go back in the mood of things? Yeah, absolutely. I get burnt out, like just how anyone gets burnt out doing something over and over again. So I think like for me, I try to find ways to like make it exciting again. So it's like like the concept of a ghost story can never really get old. But sometimes like there'll be periods where like maybe I don't get like great submissions, or like I'm like, I don't like, nothing's really like speaking to me or inspiring me. And so I'll just do something that's like similar but like adjacent, not exactly, which is the reason why I'm trying to do more paranormal investigations on my YouTube channel, because it's, you know, still in the same universe. Sapphireverse is still in the same universe. It's just something a little bit different. And then when I do that, it makes me feel a little bit refreshed, because I'm like, okay, cool, I got that out of my system. I did something a little different. Also, I mean, like, I practice magic. I'm a practicing occultist, and that is what keeps me like really excited all the time. And I recently had this theory that like how happy you are, like just as a person, is completely dependent on how much childlike wonder you experience every day. You know what I mean? So for some people, and this was the example I used, because it's like if people are working like very stuffy corporate jobs, then of course coming home to like a family and like children, what, like it's a societally acceptable way of like reverting back to childhood, because now you're like doing these like baby things and stuff. But like, you know, if you can like find that childlike wonder in your day, like you're just like a happier person. So that's your lesson for today. Your takeaway for today is make sure you experience childlike wonder every day. And for me, that is learning about magic, like reading about different things, and there's so much to learn. Like I'll never run out of things to learn. So I'm constantly, I really do think that's the key, is like, because once you are in a mind state of feeling like you know everything and you've seen everything, like literally what is the point then of life? So always be a student is how you stay happy. Anthony, Sarmoshi builds a Gundam. Does it become more fun when you're doing TV as opposed to these podcasts? What one would you like to do more? Oh, I mean, I like doing both. I need the balance. I don't think I could do TV all the time, and I don't think I could do podcasts all the time, because podcasting can get very, very lonely, but then doing TV can get very overwhelming. So it's like I like having the balance. All right. Stephanie, bam, Ate's dropping gems, y'all. Gems, because I'm Sapphire. All right, everyone. It's that time. I think it's time to pull a card. All right, like I said, this is from the Diwata Oracle. Diwata, can I be more American? Diwata Oracle deck. And it's designed by Michelle C. I cannot remember her last name. I think she just goes by Michelle C on Instagram. Michelle C Draws. But yeah, she did a Kickstarter for this maybe like a year ago, and I recently received this. Look how cool that is. It's just different deities and creatures from Filipino mythology. I love it. All right, guys. You should redo some stories that you did on Snarled. I really like those. Yeah. I mean, legally I can if I a lot of those stories were based on existing lore. So like there's nothing stopping me from doing that. But I think I want to do different stories. Like why would I just repeat what's been done, you know? All right, let's see. I know exactly which one. We're going to do 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ready? Hanan. So I actually don't know who that is. So we're going to look it up. Hanan, I think. Is she the sky? Or clouds? That's my guess. Clouds? Hanan, Hanan, Hanan. Oh, where are you, Hanan? Where does H-I-J? Okay. H-I-J. Oh, so it's before K. Sorry, I have to like... Oh, Dalika Mata. Where are you? Is that an H? Hanan. There it is. Pff, wow. Tagalog Diwata of the dawn, not clouds. Every day. Oh, the previous cycle is complete. It's time for a new beginning. The previous cycle. That's literally what I just said. Every day is a new start, a chance to change yourself and your circumstances. That will always be a guarantee. Give gratitude for the important... I can't read right now. Give gratitude for the opportunity to do things better than the last. Mistakes made are in the past and must be acknowledged and learned from, but do not carry them with you, for they do not belong to a new day or any of the days that stretch out before you. Have you been working to escape? Sorry, I feel so called out right now. Have you been working to escape from toxic cycles perpetuated by close loved ones? Rejoice! You have broken that cycle with your hard work. Walk with a lighter but stronger heart. Have you been working to manifest a new career or environment? Congratulations! You will be able to start anew if you're ready to receive them. Hanan is one of the 3 daughters of Bathala. She is venerated alongside her father and older brother, Apulaki, the sun Diwata, during the first prayers of every day. She's invoked heavily during the beginning of a new year, spiritual cycle, a new phase in a person's life, childbirth, or planting and harvesting cycle. But she will not grant blessings if her worship was not enacted at the time of dawn, when the sun rose. That's like exactly what I needed to hear. That is so wild. Wild. Wow. Hanan. Don't get it twisted. Thank you. That was awesome. That's like exactly what I needed. That's crazy. Crazy how that works. I will say, like I first started learning tarot, 2014? I get, yeah, like almost a decade now. And I really feel like my cartomancy abilities, like my ability to like get cards to like say exactly what needs to be said, it's like completely leveled up this year. It's wild. There's like such a difference. Such a difference. Oh my god, Mr. Wide Mouth. Oh, that was so fun doing my little British accent. I was trying to be cute. So Adam, is Snarled is part of the Sapphire verse. I don't know. I'm gonna say that Snarled is like a parallel universe. How about that? That's a parallel universe. Not of this timeline, it's of another timeline. Almond squid. Do those creatures in folklore actually exist? Have people actually come across them? Like, obviously, I'm going to say yes. But it's like... How do I explain this without sounding cuckoo bananas? When people say and ask about, like, folklore and creatures and myths, and, like, people say that they experience these things, it's not always in the way that you would experience something physical. Like, when people see ghosts, most of the time, they're seeing it with the third eye. It's not like a physical thing in front. Sometimes it looks like it. Sometimes it can look like that, but for the most part, you're seeing it like in your head being projected. So it's like almost like you're seeing into like another realm or like another layer of reality. So like, what's an example? I guess like duende 100% exist. They are the little guys who live in the grounds, and they can get really mad if you like hurt their homes. So like that is really just like duendes are just then the elementals, the energy of nature that like wants to be protected. So if you mess with that, then you get your comeuppance. So like yes, in that way they are real. Anyways. Can Mr. Widemouth get another video? We need him in the canon. I don't think I can do creepypastas. I think that I'm not allowed. Unless someone knows something I don't know. I did so many creepypastas on Snarled because I literally thought it was just free content. And turns out it's not. So yeah. Anyways. Oh, Frumia's Jabberwocky. I've been wanting to ask this for a while now, but is there a specific word limit for stories we submit? I've been wanting to, but I tend to write a lot. There's no word limit. What I will say though is that for the live stream, I do, if you want it being read on the live stream specifically, then the shorter, like quick little bites, those are the ones that I usually pick so that I can read more. I feel like people's attention span is not long on the live stream. But for the podcast, I prefer the longer stories for sure. So just send whatever you have, and then I will decide where it belongs. All right, everyone. It's now time for me to go. Thank you for hanging out. I hope you learned something. I don't know. I never freaking know how to end these things. All right. Bye, everyone. Have a good day. There's a new podcast episode that went up last week, so go check it out. Share the show. Oh, yeah, and I have a new logo now. So when you see it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, don't be surprised. The logo's a little bit different.